So I'm live. I don't know. That's just some new YouTube pop-up stuff. Let me see if I'm. Am I live right now? Right now? Hold on. Let me see something. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shopping. You guys can go over there and check out my new drops and you add something to your closet. Okay, right now, I don't know, YouTube is acting up. I don't know, it just jumped right into the live and everything. So I'm hoping you guys are here. We got a lot to talk about. Just give me a little second. Let me make sure that everything is moving copacetic. Okay, yes it is. So let me see. Okay, so today I want to start it off with just a rest in peace to Irv Gotti, Murder Inc. The whole family, the Murder Inc. family. Healing energy goes out to you guys. And Irv Gotti, when it comes down to hip hop, big major figure in hip hop, and a lot of decisions he made, helped a lot of, careers and a lot of artists pivot. So, I just want to give a little rest in peace to Irv Gotti. The things that I want to remember about him was just his just fine sense of just knowing what music to put with artists and how to, just structure, a family or just a group. Because in these times, you don't see a lot of artists get that artist development. And you always knew, like back in the days, trying to come up in the music, the best artists at that time usually would have somebody very strong in their corner. And Irv Gotti played that part for Ja Rule. So rest in peace to Irv Gotti. When it comes down to our health and things like that, we have to pay attention to the things and that we could accept in our body and the things that just doesn't, fit us. So I just wanted to, give him a little healing energy and all his family. He has a great family, as we all seen on, we've seen many a times on TV, reality shows. So I know everybody is going to be, working things out and just trying to get things situated for him and just give him the best send out as they can. So, Irv Gotti, man, when it comes to hip hop, we're definitely seeing now that what has done in the past, we could learn a lot of lessons from it as far as like, habits and things that, people did in the past that would probably be detrimental to them later on in their life, because he did pass at an early age. I believe it's 54. So yes, good morning. We got a lot to talk about today. And I'm hoping, before we go any further, I'm hoping Celine Black hops in here because we got to talk about he gave me a movie to watch. I watched it, so we're gonna talk on that movie too. So I'm hoping that everybody just join all in here. And yeah, I was just saying, giving a little rest in peace to Irv Gotti and his family and everybody out there, because it's rough, when you lose people that play big, staples in hip hop, man. It's just a sad thing in these times when it deals with our health. We don't know what's going on as far as the food. Every day we're seeing in the news different things that, people are being poisoned. Foods are just being contaminated. They're pulling back on a lot of things. So yeah, man, just to get that out there, I just wanted to get that out the way. On another note, you guys, before we really jump into it, did you guys hear about Kanye West? And he was saying, the whole free Diddy thing. I had some things on it. I had thoughts on it, and I'm just realizing to myself, it could be one thing. One thing it could be Kanye is just realizing Diddy's locked up, you guys. Some of these people sometimes a little behind on certain things, but if you've been hiding behind a rock, it's like, it just goes to show you, there's a certain way you can have support for a person that's down bad or in a situation like this without, expressing your feelings out there, knowing that there's victims out there as well. So I felt that was very, very disrespectful towards the people, the victims, that Diddy had put himself in this position. Now, his personal take on how he feels about Diddy, he doesn't have to go out there and call out other people for not standing behind him. Because if you really think about it, Kanye, if you're talking about the people that didn't stand behind Diddy, you were one of them too. I didn't see you jump out when, when the allegations or things was going, So I don't understand why that. And now, he has this, like, he has big talk for us, you guys. He has this big talk about, no, now he's a billionaire, so now, oh, these people are stupid. And you hear this narcissist type of response coming back out of Kanye West. I don't know what part of his life, his chapter in his life that he's reached, but from the chapter that what I'm seeing right now, it's not a chapter that I even want to pursue or even read, because he's acting like a fool again, you guys. He's downing people, telling people they ain't this, they ain't that. And, he's just taking things in, like, if you want to support Diddy, well, you do something behind the scenes, and you understand that there are victims out there. You have to understand that when the things that you say, the things that you just splurt out, you have to make sure that in these times that you got to be not offensive to people that's been hurt. Now, that's not to say I could point out how many victims there are and how many, people got hurt behind the man, but it's definitely some people. So that's offensive. And I don't know, man. And this is the same type of rhetoric that we hear, in the past. It's just like him splurting out things and saying harsh things on Jewish people, and just going into life like thinking that one day he just turn around and come back and everything's the same again. It's like, no, dude, you're being very disrespectful again. It seems like the only way you can establish or try to throw some type of power out there is if you're saying something bad or negative about somebody. Get off of that, because people right now, this is not a time for people in our communities, not these rich neighborhoods and where they have it all or feel like they have it all. We're in communities where it's detrimental in these times, where mental health is playing a big part in our society, as well as people out there unaliving themselves and people feeling like they're not gonna know where their next meal is coming from. So when you start disrespecting people from our communities and start disrespecting and downing other people and telling them they ain't this because you're rich and you're a billionaire, we just all want to remind you that you don't have 1,000,000,000 years to live. So be nice and be respectful towards people and understand that what you're saying could be hurtful to the victims too. That's all I'm saying. Because when you're talking about, oh, just free Diddy, free this and that, yeah, it sounds good for a promo, but at the end of the day, it's not really, that's not what it's about. Forget about all these free this, free that t-shirts and sales, and start thinking about more about life and how you treat people. Because what you could say could be so offensive. That's one of the things I just wanted to bring to you guys. And don't fall into that whole thinking of that you have to be a certain type of disrespectful towards a person because you don't agree with them. That's not the way to go. Like, I'm not gonna down a homeless guy, walking past a homeless guy and down him and say, oh, you don't have a house, you don't have this, you don't have that, because you messed up in life. No, you never know. Life could spin around so fast that I could end up laying right next to him the next day. So just knowing that, you have to be more humble and be grateful for the positions you're in. A lot of people that got you to these points, they bought into your products, they bought into your music. You shouldn't turn around and start trying to belittle them. I don't respect dudes like that. No matter how much money you have, it doesn't mean that you have that much life left in you. And that type of thinking is that's a negative-minded person. And it shows you how hard it is for some of these narcissists and some of these people in the industry to heal themselves. They don't really heal themselves. They just know how to disguise themselves good. And that's the reason why I F with y'all, because y'all people tune in for the real. Don't tune into these people that's just trying to use your life and your struggles and your pain as a promo. I'm telling you, these people are trying to fool you in every way they can. As we see our communities crumble, from the skies crumble down, and places on fire, and things are happening, we see that some people, their only sense of care is, let's dish them a little crumbs, a little money. No, why don't you just come over and fight the fight with us, since you say that you're from these struggles that we're from. Don't be disrespectful towards people. I don't care what culture they're from. Don't be disrespectful, especially if you're dealing with somebody's culture. And you know what? It leads me to thinking, I just want to take down some of the energy before I get back into that entertainment energy, just talking about Jewish people. So, I know he's not here right now, but shouts out to Salim Black, one of my chat, he's one of my top chat members here, that when we always chop it up, and I always ask you guys, tell me what's, your favorite movies, and if it's one of the movie that I never seen, I go check it out. So, Salim Black, he told me about a movie, and it's called Jojo Rabbit. And he said it was one of the top movies of all time. So that's when I brought questions. I'm like, the top movies of all time. I know the top movies of all time. A few of those movies of all time, I love myself, and I consider the top, like Shawshank and all the great ones. So he said, check it out. So I went. I was looking for it, and I finally found it. Now I was watching the just real quick. I was watching the Jojo Rabbit movie for the people that haven't heard it, and it's a great love story. I would give it, out of 1 to 10, I would give it an 8.5, just because of the lack of detail of what was going on outside in the community as far as the Jewish people and this whole Hitler type of thing. So it had like a Hitler accent attached to this movie, which wasn't a problem for me because I can watch anything as long as it has some kind of learning or some kind of, wow factor to it. I'm always interested in movies. I'm a movie junkie like that. So I'm watching, and it has a young guy, Jojo, in it, and he falls in love with a Jewish girl that was hiding. His mother was hiding that Jewish girl from Hitler and all the people because they had sick, wicked minds, and their deception was killing these, all the Jews for no apparent reason, for these sick thoughts into their mind. And I watched the whole movie, and he was right. It is a great movie, but I won't say it's one of the top movies. But I do appreciate it that he offered that movie for me to watch. So I do appreciate it. It was a good movie. It's a great love story. I just felt like it needed a little more of, this probably wouldn't have got the movie seen, but it probably needed, to me, a little more of, I wanted to see the treatment that Hitler, because these kids they were training were to be personal soldiers of Hitler. And one of the kids, Jojo, which they call him Jojo Rabbit, he didn't really want to fight the fight, even though he was, it's like they were almost like, so it gave me a sense of, I wanted to see the Hitler's deception, because it shows that I did have some learning points from it with that whole the Holocaust, is that Hitler really got into people's minds at a young age, and he would breed in people's minds. So by the time they figured out that this is a lost and crazy man, it was way too late. And it just goes to show you how corrupt and how people could think and hurt people. And in an overall standpoint of a movie, it's maybe for the people that's history tickles them, maybe it's maybe hard to watch for them, but for me, history drives me. So I felt like they should have added a little more information on just the whole Jewish dynamic between that whole Hitler dynamic and what made him think that's these sick thoughts. I feel like they should have added more into the movie. But yeah, great movie. Thanks for sending me to watch that and checking it out. I do feel like it's dope. It's a one watch for me, but yeah, great movie. Shouts out to Celine Black. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Okay. Y'all kicking up live. Okay, so on another note, let's go on another note. I'm missing somebody from my chat gang. I gotta check on her and make sure she's all right. That's another thing. Let me see another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Oh yeah. So on the ASAP Rocky trial, I'm hearing that there was a detective that got on the stand, and he said that he heard the real gunshots. So that's the reason why I always say with these types of cases, it's always a twist. It could turn and go any route. Some days I feel like ASAP Rocky is he's more in the right, and some days I feel like ASAP Rocky is kind of like leaning on the edge here, because this whole situation is just straight bad. It's down bad, man. This situation right here seems like it's gonna be, if they're gonna just base it on information, or are they gonna base it on people, on people actually trying to explain what happened? I don't know, but it's becoming like this back and forth like fight, and I don't know, man. This is the reason why, and maybe they know better. His lawyer should know better, and they know what they're aiming at, as well as that other guy, ASAP Relly or whatever. I believe they know what they're aiming for, but at the end of the day, it seems like, man, don't get yourself in these types of positions. And if you have to use a weapon, just be prepared for whatever that comes with it, because there's a lot of people in these times they're very hurt. Mental health is taking over, man. If we see it in everything, man, and that's just it's just crazy. Yeah, man. ASAP, I just feel like What do you think though, man? I feel like some days I feel like ASAP might, he might be free of it. But when I say free of it, I don't know if they say the lowest. They didn't. It's not going to be 24 years the most, but they say the lowest should be about 8 years. And I'm thinking like 8 years. That's even too much. That's not even like 8 years of your life and you're being put in a prison. That doesn't, no way, no way, no way. It's just no good in these times. It's not like these times are moving so fast that no, no, no. I feel like, hopefully I'm gonna tune in and see what's going on, but it's crazy for ASAP. I don't want to say free who, because I don't, nobody's in prison, so I'm just, all I can say is just I hope that they can come to some kind of decision that people can they can live with. So let me see. There's so much going on, you guys. So this weekend is gonna be we all know it's gonna be a big weekend. We got Super Bowl. We got a lot of things going on. We got Kendrick Lamar's performance. Everybody's waiting on. I'm hearing, and also we also gotta give big shouts out to Wayne dropping the Carter 6. That's gonna be dope. Coming out a little bit later. So he made a big announcement of he's going to do the Carter 6 along with a Super Bowl commercial, which is, expected. And I feel like, when it comes down to hip hop and the music, right now, it's like the community is more on the forefront for me than the hip hop, but hip hop is kind of like, these moments and these times, we need attached to all the great times, because sometimes you don't even know what's next to come and anything can happen. So just attach yourself to the great moments and live them out with people, celebrate. But at the same time, just know that, in these times of celebration, there's a lot of, this is the reason why I put the communities in the forefront, because sometimes it feels like hip hop is just dancing while communities are burning and places or people are going through what they're going through. And people, you can't entertain people with a mindset that they don't know where how their next day is gonna go. So I think we're gonna need a balance for both sides to enjoy life as a whole. I'm hearing so many different bills and things like that getting passed, and people are worried about their, like the federal jobs and things like that because of just Donald Trump putting in different plays in the forefront. And sometimes, it leaves everybody walking on eggshells. I'm just hoping the best for everybody. We have to know how to endure whatever is next to come for us, and I'm always putting that type of energy up. I'm never trying to, the more you worry about something, the more things are likely to go wrong. So you always got to keep your spirit up when it comes down to what's next to happen. We just need to clean up all this violence. The other day I seen out here, I believe it's in, it's in the Bronx. And I believe it was an 87-year-old guy, these two guys knocked on his door, and they did like a home invasion, kicked it in, and they started beating up on the man. And in my head, I'm just looking like, how is it that, if we're trying to lift the youth up, and you have some of these laws, I would say within the ages of 20, their mid-20s and early 30s, their minds, they're going out there and they're beating on their own people, and because they have this mindset of, it's like, gotta get mine, me versus you, and they're the ones destroying their neighborhoods, because they're making it harder for the people that have been living there, working their ass off for the longest. They're making it harder for them to live. What makes you think that you can go and put your hands and beat up an 87-year-old man, break down his door now, busting his door to take something from him, and ask the man for money? And it's like, come on now. A lot of these kids out here, they lost, and they're gonna find themselves in places that's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you, prisons are gonna get packed, but they're gonna keep getting built, and they're gonna keep getting built further out. And after a while, you're not gonna be able to find these people. They even have a gang, I believe it was Brooklyn now, that they arrested the whole gang. It's like, it's the same thing. They arrest them in the bunch, the RICO, and they're not coming back out. Because you find yourself getting into your stuff inside of the prison because you're part of gangs or whatever going on. So now you're getting into the prison politics, and now you're finding yourself you can't make it out. Don't think that you're gonna come out, and this is not back in the day you come out and be productive to society. We already know when you go in, they don't need you. When you come out, technology is taking your seat. Right now, technology might wipe out radio. So we have to start waking up and start realizing the things that's really needed in these times and the things that's really messing things up. I'm not going for any of that nonsense. Anybody that's trying to destroy something or take something down and it doesn't need to be taken down, I'm not with you. I'm with destroying the bad. There's only good and bad, like I always tell you guys. If the bad is there and they're in the forefront, we got to get rid of them. This is a fact. This is something that has to happen. In these times, we're going to see a lot of things that we didn't expect to happen, like I told you guys. When it comes down to these big functions, even the Super Bowl, don't frown now. Don't frown now. When you have big gatherings, you have alcohol involved, you have drugs involved, there's more chances and possibilities of something going wrong. Be safe out there when you're traveling. Be safe when you celebrate, and know that somebody on the other side, they're not celebrating life. For everybody, it's not just about the Super Bowl. For some people, it's about surviving. So we have to find some kind of balance. You can't celebrate in times when people are over here, you know, they're dying and things like that, because we see this all the time. And stop trying to sell hip hop. Please stop. I hear y'all trying to sneak it back in with this deception again. Stop trying to sell these people hope. Stop trying to sell these people hope. Stop it. Stop. It's not going to work. There's a lot of educated people that we are making sure that people that don't have this type of that wisdom, or people that don't have this type of insight on certain things, they're going to be privy of it. So just stop it. All the deception and robbing your own people, because that's what's going to happen. It's like dog eat dog, you know. It's like, don't think that a lot of artists out there, they have the money to sustain through these times. It's not like that. It's almost like in these times, it's almost a hit and miss. So if you don't have a hit, you miss. And when you miss, you gotta know how to maintain the things that you already put in place that you have to maintain. So that maintenance right there is a thing that takes your money away. And if you don't have your investments and things going on right, because the investment market is not really the best place right now. A lot of people are shaky out here. Even though you might think it's a solid investment, it might not be as solid as you think. With a snap of a finger, a lot of these businesses could disappear. To be honest with you, I don't think Target is going to last for another 10 years, to be honest with you. There's a lot of businesses that's going to fall victim to these things. Unless Target comes out with some type of platform where they're competing with Amazon and they have more open to the, maybe open it to the content creators or people that's putting their own stuff out there. And if they don't open these type of new waves of trying to, you know, build their business and get it growing, then it's out of here. The prices of food is going up. Where do you think that leaves people? So now everything you do, everything you pinpoint, everything that you want, you have to do your research on it and make sure it is what it is. Because if not, you'll be paying for a whole bunch of subscriptions and things that you don't even need in life. Like I always tell you, it never made sense. It never made sense. It never made sense. A lot of people, and you know, they're saying right now that, you know, I feel bad for a lot of families that they made it to a point. Some families are already retired and things like that, and now there's a whole new price change. So now they have to find new ways to maintain this way of living. I would say renting in New York is a no-no. Don't come out here thinking that if you're not an owner have some ownership in a house or something like that, renting is gonna just take all your money. It's gonna suck your money dry. It's just what's happening right now. So pay attention and don't just think about putting your money into things that you don't invest into people that don't invest in you. You'll never see a return on your money. You'll never see a return on it. You'll never see a return. People are probably going to spend their last on things that they don't need. And then when they look back and look at why they're in a place where because they didn't expect that, you know, this business was going out, these prices were going high, they look back, you'll see the nonsense on the big list that you have that you bought that you didn't even really need in your life. You had enough entertainment. You had enough of that. You did enough dancing. Why don't you start, you know, getting yourself together for what's next to come? A lot of people are going to fall short, you guys. Yes, I have Jewish friends as well. I have a lot of Jewish friends. You have to have and you know another thing too, the reason why, going back to that movie real quick, you have to have an open mindset on other people's culture too. You have to understand other people's struggles to really understand what struggle is all about. It's not about weighing people's struggles. Oh, he has $1 billion, he has $10. Oh, no, struggles could match without the money attached to it. So I even and that's one thing I really wanted. I wanted to learn a little more history on it in that movie. Could have told a little bit more, but it was a good a nice little love story, and yeah, I liked it. So yeah, man, shouts. I don't ever disrespect other people's cultures. If you guys watch my culture videos, I see you do, the numbers are going up on them. You'll see that every culture has something that they carry with them that they have their friction about, but it shouldn't be that big enough where you take it into a place where it controls you, because at the end of the day, we're at a point in life where you just calling somebody a name or this and that, that's not really where the hurt is gonna sting. The hurt really stings when you actually believe that thing that person is telling you. That's when it stings, because now you are changing your dynamic, and you're looking at yourself in a different way. You have to have a clear version of who you are to understand who other people are talking about you. So you always pay attention to those people. Let me see. We have a few more things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Oh, let me see. Oh, did you guys hear that? Biggie Smalls, his family, rest in peace to Biggie Smalls too. Um, Big man, one of the greatest. I was actually watching a documentary on Biggie, man. It's just amazing, 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 amazing human being, and just those type of one of ones that you never get again. But his family, they're suing because they've been using a lot of Biggie stuff and not paying the family. That's why even the other day I told you guys I wanted to buy a Wu-Tang beanie, but I didn't know if the money was going to Wu-Tang or if it's gonna go at least Staten Island or something. Because I mean, you have to really be cautious of, because people in these times, they're stealing. These big companies are stealing, and small people trying to go. It's like a doggy dog world. They're crabs in a barrel trying to, it's the same thing. But at the end of the day, you have to be smart enough to know that give them something to steal. And at the end of the day, you don't put all your chips on the table so people can see what's going on, because that is not the way life works. Be humble, but don't be that humble. That's humble and stupid. Okay, you have to use up here to know that is going to be, you have to have something tucked that's going to sustain you and your family, not what these people are telling you. A lot of people are going to go into debt because they're buying too much of things that they don't need. You don't have to go crazy right now. You can wait things out and wait to see how, at least after all these bills are passed, how things are situated before you jump in there and try to let somebody fool you about buying into something that is probably not going to be beneficial to you. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it because, like I always tell you guys, a lot of people, they just support the people they like. You got to support the people that's like you. If you keep supporting these people that you just like, then people don't care they don't care 2 days about you and your family, your kids, even your pet. They don't care. They just need you to tune into what they got going on so they can make money, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, you want to put your energy into people that can match it, and you're getting something out of it, and you know that they are caring around the people that they're around. You don't want to put your energy in. You've been supporting a demon. You've been supporting demons for almost 20-something years now, not realizing the reason why karma keeps surrounding you. Why don't you wake up and you look at your life and you start realizing this? When you start taking stuff off and cutting things out, I'm not watching that. I see the title, I'm not watching that. Nah, that don't serve me right now. When you start getting into that mode, man, listen, man, a lot of stuff, it just goes as a blur. It's a blur. What's brand new today is gonna be used tomorrow. Remember that. It's when you decide it's best for you, the best time for you, it will always feel new to you. Don't follow these people, man. I don't. Sometimes I got to check back with the news. I'm like, man, here we be at it again. It's because I'm so much more like I told you, if Floyd Mayweather, I'm on my defense. I'm not throwing punches. I don't care to throw punches at people. Like, I don't care saying something about somebody that's going to make them have their worst day. I don't want them to have their worst day. Have your best days, even if it's days that I might not, it's not up to me. Everybody has a life to live. But at the same time, when we are talking about certain things that affect us as a whole in general, that's when they are not invited to these conversations. They're not. They're not. They're not. You gotta, like I told a lot of people, you have to realize that people nowadays, they're treating other people like items, and they'll get rid of you for anything. They'll sell you out to your boss, they'll sell you out to the cops, they'll sell you out to anybody that they can make some kind of financial gain off of you. And just knowing that, it just makes you that much smarter and greater to think the people that's around you, you got to make sure. You got to have some kind of, you have to know who's going to be around you in the next years to come. Forget about how much money you're going to be making. Start thinking about, when you make that money, are you going to get shot in the back of your head? Am I living in the wrong place, around the wrong friends? Are these friends lifting me up or telling me to do this? Or are they just telling me, come in this place and rob the place with me? Those are the type of people you need around. Nah, those are the type of people that's not going to set you straight. They're the type of people they're going to say they're friends the most. Out of everybody, they're going to be the most. Oh, I did this for you, did that. Look, you ain't did anything but pull people down. I stay away from all of that, and I'm just happy that other people see that, man, because we have a lot of fake people out here in these times, and we got to be aware of that. Be aware of that. I didn't, and I don't like talking on these people too much, because I know half of them off. You got some people acting like they're rich, and they're going to be bankrupt for trying to maintain this fake life. And then you have actual, wealthy people that's out there, and they're looking over, and it's kind of like they're feeling this stress of, I don't want to ever be down there. Look, listen, if you made a platform, at least don't make the hill so steep, and then you'll realize that you don't have nothing to worry about falling down on. Have people there around you that that can help you pull people up. They're not used to these methods. They're used to just signing the contract, doing what you got to do, and go along with their business. They don't care if the city's burning behind them. And that's the reason why people don't call it Hollywood no more. They call it Hollyweird. And you can't be. And to be honest with you, they're right. They're right. A lot of these people, they just have the shell of where they came from, but inside they turn into somebody completely different. Completely different. Completely different. I couldn't, I just couldn't believe it, and I could believe Kanye saying the most shocking stuff, but just knowing that there's victims attached to it and it's criminal. This is not like a rollout for your mixtape, a rollout for your album. This is not like a diss record. This is somebody's life you're playing with, and you're just talking about people that's been hurt. It seems like you're not aware of anything. I even heard another thing he said. He said that he was like they said he had autism. And in my head I said, you know what? I just seen a movie trailer a movie trailer my brother was showing me with a little kid with autism. It's a new movie trailer coming out, right? It's a dope movie. I don't know the name of it, but you guys are gonna see it on one of these commercials. And the kid has autism. That's what the movie's about. And in my head, I said, look at this, a rapper being a rapper again. You just looked at that movie and you did like this whole trace around it. Now you have autism. And I'm not here to say what you have or what you don't have, because you say what you have. You come on here and splurt out whatever, But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, don't take people's pain and try to profit off of it. We see it all the time. We see our own people just trying to take advantage of people that are not in the know. And I hate that. Just because somebody don't know what's going on doesn't mean you have to keep pouring on this fuel to act like it's something that it's not. And then you get the fake smiles, the fake conversations, and it's just a bunch of like, I don't know. And don't talk about the relationships. Now I'm seeing people back and forth. Now the breakups haven't stopped. I mean, these relationships in the industry, these people break up like beef patties out here. I can't understand if they don't see it. Money done messed y'all up. Y'all don't have a clear lens. You don't really, I'll support and throw a little change over there for the people with the fire, and let's give a little something for the people with the planes. Let's give them a little something. That's how you treat your own people. You ain't fooling me though. You never fooling me. Why? How you think you're gonna fool me? Come on now. You the fool. You got to be grateful for the people that support you, and be grateful for the people that got you to those positions before you all grateful for the things that you accept when you get there. It's tiring, man, with these people. It's tiring. It's like almost like it's almost like you have to go back and re-educate people that never had a sense of education to themselves. Some of these celebrities I really appreciate that. You know, they don't look down on people, but some of them, man, nah. And you ain't even, your billion ain't even that much. Let me be honest with you. Your billionaires, Kanye West, don't really even mean nothing to me. Be honest with you. It's not like you're not like leaving back a legacy as far as like you ain't leaving no Martin Luther. You ain't nothing you stood on to get that money. So to me, it's just kind of like, all right, live it out then. Everything you said, you went behind and changed, and like I don't have to pay attention to that stuff because those are not the things that drive me. It's like you people, man. All you guys do is like you. I don't know where these people lost their minds at. If it was when they signed a contract or you know, on stage when they seen everybody cheering for them, they felt like, you know, they were worshiping. I don't know what's up with these people. All I can tell you is that it won't be me. It won't be me falling victim to none of this nonsense. I will be tuning into the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm tuning into the Super Bowl. Has a lot of excitement around it because it's the Super Bowl. And the prices were a little high. I feel like, you know, why is it like that? Why in these times when you know what's going on? That just shows you how far attached people are with money. They got a lot of billionaires and trillionaires that run that industry. And you mean to tell me that the prices of tickets was still sky high to the roof because it was a Super Bowl? You didn't think about the communities and the things that people are going through. So that's when mental health plays a major part in these big events, and anything can happen. Me personally, my personal take, I wouldn't want to go to the Super Bowl and sit there with a crowd and everything. But from a distance, I could watch it. But I would, like I always tell you guys, be safe on your travels. I'm not telling people not to travel and not to go here and there. Just be safe. Be aware of your health when you're out there traveling, because it seems like in these times, the more you travel, is more chances of you, the possibilities of you getting sick, or, you know, maybe, I don't know what, like I always tell you guys, I feel like the war been started. And right now, you know, there's so many different types of wars. It could be spiritual wars. A lot of things are happening that we really have no explanation for. And I sit in peace within that. It doesn't make me nervous at all because I know that's how life works, you know? That's how life works. Sometimes you don't always get what you want, and sometimes out of life you get what you want. So sometimes you have to know the balance. It's just sad for some people when they don't get what they want, it's over for them. And those are the people that, yeah, they're not built to last. They're not built to endure what's next to come. If you snatched all the stuff that they had that they felt like had value to it, man, they'd be lost souls. So I'm not even gonna stay too much on, you know, people that don't get it. I'm more concentrated on the people that do get it, and we'll just, as they bawl and cry and have no understanding of what's going on, we'll have a little better chance of seeing like, oh, I've seen that coming, I've seen that happening, you know, yeah. People didn't even realize on the playoffs, somebody died on the playoffs. They fell off the thing. So there's always deaths surrounding all these big events, but people don't look at it like that. You have to really tune in and see what's going on. That's what's going on, man. You know, people die at these events just being overexcited. Maybe some people just make a lot of mistakes happen when you're moving fast. I told you guys, you know, everybody's on this gotta get it, this instant type of living, and that's what happens. That's what comes with it. That's what comes with it. I seen something else happen out here in Queens. Oh, you know, I don't know if you guys have watched in the past, but it was one of my favorite shows at one time, Entourage. So the actor, his name is I don't want to get it wrong, Jeremy Pivens, I believe. His home was burglarized. So once again, we're hearing more celebrities, their homes being burglarized. And just like I told you on my other live, you know, it was in the Diamond District, two guys, they traced back to robbing an NBA player. So you never know where you are that could show people where you are or where you stay or where you live, because people are starting to take a full schedule on people's lives because of social media. And people are, the more they learn about your life, they'll have a whole schedule of you, when you're going, when you're coming, and whatever they have planned for you, they're gonna try to accomplish that. And it seems like they, you know, they broke into his home and they, guess what they took, you guys? Jewelry. So you never know if his particular incident could date back to the jewelers and things like that, selling people's information or even just in cahoots with the people that's robbing these people. Because to me, it makes no sense even getting killed or a gun pointed in my face for a piece of jewelry or something that I can buy 3 and 4 times again with hard work. It doesn't matter to me. And like I could take a break off of all of that stuff. It's not like I never had these things or I don't have them, and I just don't put them out there like that. It's because people, if that's going to be their first impression of you, what you're wearing, your jewelry, this and that, well, then you're going to realize how many people in these times are going to be so deceived and they're going to be so off. You don't want to bank on those guys to make decisions, because life is not like how living in Halloween, like just putting on a costume and the next day you're a preacher, and then this day you're an athlete. All of this stuff right there just shows that you have a lost sense of who you are. I don't need that. I really don't. I don't think that's good for our communities. A lot of people, that's one thing people don't understand, how far that goes. By you hurting somebody on social media saying, oh, you don't got this, you don't got that. What if they took that you say you have from you? What if you become the target because of the things you talk and speak about to people? Life can turn around like that, because there's a lot of people with mental health issues, and people will follow you. People will follow you. They will drive behind you, sleep under the rocks to find you and get to you. So be careful of what you say out here in these times. A lot of people are getting sued right now. I put out a video. I hope you guys got a chance to check it out. It's on lawsuit hustlers, and a lot of people don't realize how easy it is to sue people when they don't do the right things for us. Your working environment, the people you're around, if you're attached to a business, all of these things gives you somewhat of a little bulletproof of the nonsense that's going on. When you really honor and care about the things you do, look, man, if somebody take your creation, take them to court. Take them to court. Take them to court. Let me tell you, the antitrust, the government is respecting it, because they realize that a lot of people, they use their power, not their talent, to conquer. And that's not going to work in these times of America, because it's always going to be a imbalance with that. That's why I don't pay attention to these people acting like they care. You got to realize they don't care about you. I see people smiling up in these, trying to chase down celebrities. In my head, I'm like, y'all are foolish. Y'all are foolish. You have to concentrate on the things that's going to be more beneficial to you and your family. Don't you know some of those celebrities, their families don't even love them because they took the money and did some other thing they didn't take care of. Not everybody is taking care of their family. Some people run off because they come from bad places, and then it's just like this on and on cycle. And like I always tell you, you can run up to $300-400 billion. It doesn't really matter. Your life you still have to live their life. Nobody has that amount of time of years, and you can't buy more years. That will make the money worth it, right? You can't do that. So unfortunately, you don't know what's next to come. You don't know what's next to come. The type of energy that we do know, if the energy that you surround yourself with will be the energy that's going to be able to hold you up in the end or take you down. That's what we know. You could bet on it. I could cut off social media for a month, and I can come back and guarantee what I last left off at. And up to that point, there's going to be more destruction. There's going to be more idiots and more people doing things that's going to be out of the norm that put themselves in that position. So why would I be surprised anymore? I'm hoping you do better, but I'm expecting that you're going to do worse because of your past traits and the way you treat people, talk about people. Why would I think you would change who you are? Some people you know how hard it is for some people to change out of that type of stuff or treating people like that? That's the reason why they're the way they are. I don't buy into none of that. Don't try to sell me no books if you're not a good person. If you're not a good person and you're not putting in for your community or your culture, wherever you're from, and I don't see that within you or within your presentation, then I'm not buying into what you got going on. I can't do it. Why? I'd rather buy into somebody that is going to go towards something that I feel like, you know what, that helped their family out. That's a blessing. You buying into these people that just only want greed and they have greed on their mindset. That's a lesson for you learn. Don't put your money into these demons, because that same energy will be your downfall for you and your family. Pay attention. Pay attention how they want you to support them for them to live. No. That's not the way it goes. How are you treating your audience like that? I see a lot. Why you treat your audience like that? Don't give them no little fan names and things like that if you ain't supporting them people. They put you there, and this is how you treat people. I couldn't understand, the level of it's ignorance that comes out of some of these people's mouth. And then you give them a little inch and they take an end because they feel like they know something now. Or you learned something yesterday, you're ready to spit it out and spew it out the wrong way today. It's like, where's your education stability come from? Don't you know education is free? It's not everywhere you have to pay for education. You go pick up a book and stop treating people. Get some therapy for yourself. Stop getting online and acting like you're almighty and nothing can't happen to you. And no, a lot could happen to you. I could give you a top 10. Y'all like doing the top 10 list, right? I could give you top 10 list what could happen to you. And it doesn't have to even be violence. Could you imagine that? It's because your story has been told over and over again. And until you understand that nobody's going to be buying into these same stories, would you like seeing a movie over and over with the same type of ending from different movies for the rest of your life? Does that make sense to you? When you learn how to learn, then you'll be able to put yourself in a better forefront. Don't look at hip hop. You can win something off of being negative. In real life, you don't have to be negative to make it to the top. You don't have to be that way. You could be, and everybody's top is different. It's different. I don't let people control my life. Here and there, it's like they are suffering with duplication and lack of effort when it comes down to the creation of their music. Only some people, some artists take it seriously, but the majority of look, there's another guy, EK, he's a drill rapper. He gets locked up. I believe he's from the Bronx. He's a new guy locked up because he's being found for somebody else's murder for going somebody shooting. So another career cut short. It's the same old thing. And to me, I don't even call it a career unless you had a substantial amount of albums at least. Don't call it a career if you just drop singles, and it's not a career. You're just dropping music and hoping that it go viral here and there, saying the most disrespectful stuff about somebody, trying to duplicate some format that you feel like, oh, I gotta diss him or do this for you to go get on the top. But when you get on the top, you get pulled down because how you got there is what's gonna really hold you up there. The people that I listen to, I've heard so much hip hop in my past that I can go back and listen for another 20 years, 30 years worth. So don't tell me, you're not telling me how my intake should be. No, I'm at a mindset where I don't want to hear the nonsense. I don't want to hear people just disrespecting people and talking down on people. I don't want it. Why would I want to hear that? Why would I want to put that in my mind? Are you stupid or something? Don't you ever let those people fool you and think that's the way you have to get yourself on top because you have to disrespect somebody. Those people are lost people. They're going to be the first ones out when the thing starts to crumble because they're the ones with the money is the only thing that lead them. While we stay amongst each other as a community and we hold tight and work with each other, that's when things are going to change. Not then people throwing you a couple turkeys to slap you and your family in the head. Are you crazy? In West Indian, I ain't eating no jerk turkey or nothing like that. I'm eating the food I'm used to eating. Don't come with that nonsense. Talking about it's like sprinkling crumbs. They're treating you with this peasant's type of energy, and you guys don't even realize they're just because somebody's talking about somebody else don't mean that it can't hurt somebody else. They're talking about you right in front of your face, using your money to spend it on nonsense. Don't put that nonsense stuff on you too, because everybody nowadays, they're looking like Ren and Tin. They don't know what to buy. The clothes look sloppy. Some of the stuff is cut. They have bad cuts in the stuff, and they don't even know how to fit their clothes on to match their energy. It's like one day, I see this one day you're dressed like in like some tight stuff that makes you look almost feminine, and then the next day you got these sweats on. It's like they haven't even found themselves yet. So when the artists see that, they know that these people are lost. They lead them in that direction and tell them that's it. Hey, buy more liquor, buy this, buy that. Meanwhile, people dying when they're hitting 54 and early 50s, people are passing away. But still, they trying to sell you more liquor. Tell those people before you sell me, before I buy this bottle, I want you to down this whole bottle in front of me. Down it. No, you don't drink it, right? I know. But that's the same karma that's going to circle them. And you can't stop it, baby. You can't stop it from happening. Be careful and don't get too excited this weekend. A lot of things is going on in the world. Pay attention to the things that's going to be more, concentrate on you and your family. A lot of people, they're losing their homes and things like that. A lot of people in New York, they don't have ownership of stuff. There's a lot of people that's renting that might not have a place to sleep. People living in shelters. Good people, man. Good people. Good people. Forget about the nonsense of how many hotels and wherever they're staying in. You don't know what can happen to that hotel. Concentrate on them homeless shelters and the people that really need it, that might not have the strong family backing. Forget about that. You got to start waking up and know where you're putting your next dollar at, because your dollar ain't coming back, is it? When you put your dollar into those homeless people and those people that in them shelters, your dollar comes back in blessings. Guarantee you with that. Guarantee. Be a good person. Don't try to turn yourself and be like those people. It's a selfish way of living, and selfish people hit the grave quicker than people with good hearts. Yeah, we might see people, some people, they go up to the Most High and they had good hearts. It's because they need helpers up there too. Help up and down, man. We need it all over. So you got to pay attention, man. And don't think love is so thin the way hip hop, puts it too. Like they make love seem like, like the guys, we don't got no feelings, and how the ladies, they take off and they're going to take half of what you got, even if you ain't got that enough for yourself, and how they treat each other. You don't take that type of energy on. There's people loving people every single day, but they make it look like, oh no, you have to have this certain amount of money to fall in love. And look at their relationships. Look at their relationships. They hiding them. They hiding them. Don't think they not putting them on the Instagram, and they're not showing you them. The reason why they're not showing you them because they don't feel stable with them. They feel like if they put them online, somebody else gonna say, oh, that's my man, that's my girl, or I did this with so and so. They are scared. They don't even know what a relationship is. They think it has to do with money, you guys. They really think that relationships got to do money. You hear a lot of them talking about, oh, if he don't buy me this food, or she don't do this, and it's like, what are y'all talking about? What in the America have hit you guys to make you think that a relationship has everything to do with money? Are you guys silly or something? Are you really silly or something? A relationship has to do with a person that loves you, a person that's going to stand for you, no matter if you have a dollar or a penny. And you guys get on like you need this, a certain amount to have this. Well, yeah, if you're going to start a family, you're going to need something to start something. That just goes with life. But don't tell me two people can't fall in love. Are you crazy? These people got y'all thinking, because their life is effed up because they made the wrong decisions with a lot of money. And they got y'all thinking that what you got at home ain't better. I see a lot of these relationships, the guys ain't staying there more than 5 years, y'all. No way. No way. No way. I don't care if you get injections in your behind about as big as Manhattan. When somebody sees something, if he's a greedy man and he sees something with a prettier face or whatever he deemed to be prettier or bigger behind, he gonna run down there. And that's what you got to compare against real men like myself? What, you out your mind? Yeah, you smiling now. But baby girl, in a couple years, let's see if that smile holds up. He don't got you. I could tell he don't got you. So don't try to come on here and try to rush to Valentine's Day like it's like that. It ain't like that. And I know it. I can see it. He ain't got you. Yeah, he got you gifts. He got you that, this and that. But he ain't got love for you. He got sex for you. That's all he got for you. A lot of these relationships only got sex. That's all they know. Then they run off because they mad at themselves for liking somebody else. Don't be mad at yourself for liking somebody else. You just didn't find love yet. What are they selling you? What are they telling you? They want you, see, a lot of people want you to hurt, like the hurt that they've been through. And they don't even know the hurt. If you get hurt, like when I tell you guys I got anxiety, if I come on here and I don't have no ways of how I tell you guys how I got myself to this point out of it feeling, then what does that serve to you guys? If I just come up here and say I got anxiety just like you, and I start going off with anxiety, does that make anybody else with anxiety say, you know what, I'm stuck? No, these people ain't got no solutions for you. They got tickets for you to buy. You have to buy the ticket. After you buy the ticket, you in this trance, and you have to go back to your life. Now turn around and ask that same person, you know, I need this, I need help, or I'm losing my house, and see if you get in contact with them as quick as you got in contact with them to get the ticket. You ain't fooling me. Once they start respecting us, that our eyes and ears helps them grow, our opinions mean something in life to them, the people that supposedly have this, once they realize that, they'll realize how hurt a lot of people are from the nonsense they have been promoting. That's why I don't buy into a lot of this nonsense. I see it. Everything's a promo. It's like you don't solve problems promoting problems. You don't get nowhere with that. You don't get nowhere with that. You guys need to really pick up on these things that's going on. Right now, there's another plane missing. It was in Alaska, and they can't find the plane. But, you know, the more they keep putting excuses, they're going to run out of excuses, and they're going to have to tell the truth. That's what normally happens. It's the person, oh, my life is this, my life is that. When the live cut off, oh, now his wife is this, his wife is that. And you don't want that. Don't fall for the fake, you guys. I really wanted to bring that to you this Friday because I see a lot of people like brewing up this whole disrespectful type attitude. Don't you come here with that. Don't think it's going to work for everybody. The way you act and do things in hip hop is not going to work for everybody in real life. It's not going to work. You think people are just going to get you with just putting their boxing with you? No, they're not putting up their mitts for you. Some people will get you in the wallet. Some people will get you in your health. You don't know what's going on. Be grateful that you are living and people are supporting you. Don't start looking at people and telling this and that, because if you really realize a lot of artists ain't artists anymore. You think they are, but only a couple pop-up joints. They're not really full bodies of work. And that says to me, they don't really want to do it like that. They don't really want to do it like that in this type of... Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Please don't lie to me. It's not going to work, you guys. I want the best for the culture, not the most money or this and that, because those are things that brought the culture to where it's at right now. It's the greediness. You don't see that? You don't see the greediness that Diddy had, or Kelly had, so many people that put themselves in these positions to take from people. You don't see where that greediness leads you? Well, I'll make sure that the youth see the greediness it led. And I'll make sure they open their ears, regardless of if you like it or not. Because all the big, tough, rough, tough stuff, that only lasts for a few. The muscle, it ain't built to last that long. This muscle, it can touch so many people. And that builds one big muscle within everybody that has that same frame of mind, and they'll know how to defend themselves against people like those people. I don't know what dropped today as far as videos and things like that. This is all, you know, off of just, you know, news and just the community and things that's going on. I'm not paying attention to a lot of this stuff. I know the Super Bowl is coming out. I know that, you know. But at the end of the day, yes, that's where I'm at with it. And before I get out of here, I wanted to let you guys know the top 20 movies for all my movie junkies out there. I did do some research, and some of the movies are some of my favorites too. So I wanted to bring that to you guys too. And shouts out once again to Celine Black for giving me that recommendation to Jojo's Rabbit. Cool movie, nice little Jewish love story. And yeah, it's a watch. If you've never seen the movie before, it's a great watch. So the first one I would say, number one, this is not my list. This is just when I looked it up. This is what they're saying are the tops, and I'll tell you if I agree or disagree with it. So number one, they have The Godfather. That's the 1972 version of it. Now, The Godfather for number one, I won't say number one, but I do feel like it falls in line of 1 to 20. So yeah, number two. This is me and my brother's favorite, The Shawshank Redemption, which was filmed in 1994. Now that's a movie, if you haven't seen Shawshank, that is one of the greatest movies of all time. I feel like it's in the right placement, whether 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere in that fitting right there, it should be right there. So Shawshank is one of my favorites, one of my brother's personal favorites, and a lot more. So that right there resonates with it. Once it resonates with a majority, it's no longer what you think in your little bitty TV of what's the best. It's all about majority. When that's placed as a whole, that is when it touches a lot of people. You don't make movies to just touch 10 people, you know? So that's one of the ones that resonated. Let's see what else we got here. I never heard of this movie. If you guys, it's called Schindler's List, and it was made in I believe that's his 83, or is that 93, 1993? I've never seen that movie. So I'm going to be checking out some of these movies on this list because I haven't seen. Okay, Citizen Kane. I don't know. Pulp Fiction, great movie. I don't know. Pulp Fiction, I would give it. For me, Pulp Fiction falls in the 20s. Like if I have 1 to 20, Pulp Fiction falls in there, but not my high end early on the list. Okay, The Dark Knight, Batman, great movie, love it. When it comes down to superheroes and things like that, I love comic books and things, so I do believe that they should always mention a superhero movie, and I think Batman will be The Dark Knight was really, 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 really good. I love a lot of Batman movies. Number 7, Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump, and not only do I love Forrest Gump, I feel like Jojo Rabbit kind of had a Forrest Gump Goonies / feel to it. But yeah, Forrest Gump is one of my favorites too. I love Forrest Gump. It took me in a different place, a different route of thinking, and yeah, I love it. It was great acting. Tom Hanks, one of the best. So yeah, that's supposed to be there. I believe that's one of the tops. Let me see, Lord of the Rings. I would put it a little further than 8, but I like Troy better than I don't know. Star Wars. Okay, episode, I believe that's episode 5, episode 6. I'm not a Trekkie head, but I understand how important that is to a lot of people. Oh, you got one. Weekend at Bernie's was one of that was an original concept. That's what I'm talking about. Like after Weekend at Bernie's, a lot of people try to do the dead guy and they try to play in it. But Weekend at Bernie's was classic. Still in the 20s, Weekend at Bernie's. I love Weekend at Bernie's. Babylon AD, I never seen that. I think we have another one I want to look up. Shouts out to Mexico. All my Mexicans. Y'all already know. My Mexicanos. I love all my peoples, man. Let me see. Oh, number 11, you guys, The Matrix. Matrix, of course, is going to be on the list. Red pill, blue pill. The Matrix is one of my favorite movies too, along with the Back to the Futures, and I don't think Matrix. I'd rather Back to the Future 2 over Matrix, but Matrix is one of the ones where I feel like that is a top movie of all time in a majority type standing. So yeah, Matrix, I've seen that. I love Matrix. Let me see what else they got here. Number 11, The Silence of the Lambs. Yes, great movie. Number 12 though? Number 13, Titanic. Great movie, very long. For me, it was a one-time watch. But I could put a couple other movies in the Titanic's place, but being that it's based on a true story, those usually shoot themselves top of the list because of that. But still, imagination, I feel like runs movies a little further than. But yeah, the Titanic was a great movie. I would have put it a little lower on my list, but hey, that's what they're saying. Casablanca I didn't see that movie in 1942. Inception, I did see, list on 15. Inception is a good movie. Everybody has it, and then again, they put number 16, The Godfather. I'm not gonna allow 2 Godfathers on here, man. I'm not gonna allow that. You didn't even put my favorite movie, Scarface, and you put The Godfather. So everybody has their different takes on what movies, but I love The Godfather though, but it could have still, I've never seen this movie. I never seen that movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it does sound familiar. And it was released in 1975. And it doesn't matter the year, you guys. I always catch myself going further back and back. It doesn't matter. But I've never seen that movie either. I love Weekend at Bernie's. You got it with that one. I love Goonies a little bit better too, though. And let me see what else we have. Oh, Private Ryan. I love that movie. That was dope. That was dope. See, these are all of the biggest movies of all time in a majority, but there's little ones in there. There's a lot of nominees in between, though, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I would have took out Gladiator, and I'm putting Do the Right Thing in there. I'm putting Trading Places in there. I'm putting mm, mm. I was trying to think of something a little earlier. Just on my personal take, I do like, even though I'm not big on the Facebook stuff, I do love the Facebook movie. Um, I watched that a lot of times. When it hit, like I just kept watching it over and over. I don't know. It's just that whole Wolf of Wall Street vibe it had to it, but just in an educational on that type sense. So I kind of fell into that. The Wolf of Wall Street I love too. There's a lot of movies, you guys. I gotta find some new ones. If you guys have a movie that you think I haven't seen before, that's a great movie that you think it would catch my interest, leave it in the comments down below. After this live is over, I'm gonna be checking out movies. I'm gonna give you a shout, and I'm gonna let you know if it's 1 to 10. Is it really what you say it is? So definitely don't forget to do that, you guys. You know, I always like to talk to you guys and chop it up. And during the Super Bowl, if you guys are up for it, we can all have like a little conversation. Whether I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Maybe I put up a picture. We put some comments down. We're gonna get busy this weekend, and I'm gonna have some extras and extra videos for you guys that I'm working on. I've been editing some of them, but I just got a lot of things to do, and yeah, I'm gonna have some new surprises for you guys. So you guys stay tuned to that. Let me see. Number 20, Gladiator. Okay. So these are movies basically that the majority right now, I guess in these times, people think that are the top movies. But there's so many movies that's really, really good that they left out. That's the reason why. But I did watch the Jojo. I liked it. It was a nice little Jewish love story. And it just goes to show what I really took out of it, though, in those times when, not to just stay on Hitler, but on just the way Hitler thought. He had a corrupted mind. And you hear these people saying, oh, yeah, he was a great painter, this and that. It's kind of like, yeah, you could ride a bike and shoot somebody down, or you could be the best swimmer and go do something crazy. That's not where the balance is. He had an imbalance of how he felt as far as his superior, like being superior and being just that narcissistic. That being a narcissist could take your life away from you. It can actually hurt other people around you, and that's what I feel like. It's not only one way of thinking, and it's not your thinking that you can prove down to a T that what you're saying is the only way. Everybody has different cultures. We all have the Most High, and some in other cultures, people praise the Most High from different names, but I believe in it within it all that we're all praying to the same person. So it's just putting a name on it is human made, and us believing in it is that spiritual. So when I hear people out there and they just have this lost sense of, religion, or a lost sense of just having somebody that's greater than yourself, and those are people I try to tend to stay away from, because yeah, that's not my the type of people I want to be around. And we see people like Hitler using their power to make people think this is what it is, and they go into this mindset of a certain group of people ain't this and that, when in reality, we're all human beings, and we have to learn how to treat each other, even if we don't agree with each other. So I see a lot of that going on. I see a lot of people with this like broken trust of what life is all about. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to bring some more, when it comes down to these lives, I want to bring some more educational as well as entertaining stuff to you guys. But I also want to open you guys' minds up to just different things and how other people think, because we're not all the same. And, you know, it's just crazy, man. It's just a lot going on. The youth, and they're not only just being misguided, when the prices go up, they're not being compensated in these workplaces. A lot of people, not just the youth, everybody. And it seems like the prices are going up and nobody is being able to afford these prices. If you look at it from a long point, not just what you have today, but what you have today and what you have tomorrow or the next week could change. And you have to start realizing that, you got to start realizing that. Don't let God have to humble you to the point where he puts you actually in that position for you to learn that when people in that position is ways of helping people and ways not of, looking down on people. Don't let God have to take you to the point where he humbles you to, take everything away from you. Because let me tell you, having it all and losing it is way harder than not having it at all. If you guys understand what I'm saying, and don't look up, like I always tell you, don't look at anybody else. Concentrate on what you're doing and the people that love you, and you'll be all right. Yeah, there's gonna be people stepping on toes and people taking and stealing. That's just what the culture has been very dark these past few years. And yeah, we've seen some light in it, but for the overall standpoint, it's been very dark. And we've been seeing more of people highlight. There's been more a highlight of people's bad sides than what they have to offer in their good sides. And I just I don't like it because a lot of these artists, I didn't say you had to be the best of person to be in that artistry. I love you for who you are. I appreciate you for the energy that you're putting out. It's only when it gets detrimental, like drill rap and things like that. But just highlighting people for their wrongs all the time. Sometimes it's like, if you don't have a solution, why are you even talking about them people like that? So, I've seen a lot of people taking on this dark energy that I don't want to participate in. Maybe I'll get back into that. Like going against that dark energy in a second. But right now, for the people that see it the way I see it, I just want to keep uplifting you guys to a certain point where I can turn around and go grab more people instead of just, trying to go at them. And you guys already learned not to get to that point. So, it's all a process. And this whole live stream thing it's been a journey for me. And I appreciate you guys for always tuning in and supporting me, because this is what I take as support. And maybe later on I'll get those nice little super chats and the money going all over the place. You guys throw me a little something like how those big content creators do. And if not, it's all good too, because I really appreciate just the communication that we have amongst each other. I don't want to always come up on here and talk about people or laugh at people that's not doing right, because I don't know, it just doesn't serve me, man. It's to me, it's actually corny, man. I'm from New York City, man, so I have a different intake on how I view what life is really about. If you're interested in the way I view things and interested in the things that I do, and I always show you, display you the things that I do throughout my videos and things like that, you'll learn more about me. Tune in, man. Subscribe and share the live, share it to a friend, and just let people know there's somebody out there that's putting out some good word. So like I always say, today is Friday. I know you have to finish up your day, finish up strong. I hope you wore a new color, had a new conversation with a stranger, or just meet somebody new. If you want to talk to me, I'm always here for you guys. So you always just could leave with me a little comment, and we can always bust it up like I always tell you. And yeah, we have a big weekend coming, and please, when you're out there, be safe. We don't know, everybody has formulate their own opinions on why things are happening. But for us to have just a sharper sense of what's been going on, just be safe out there and be careful of, the amount of alcohol and things like that you consume. Alcohol in New York City is I believe it's the second leading death in the city. So they're putting a lot of bans on that stuff. Just try. You don't have to put all that stuff in your body to have a good time, or put stuff on your body to look good. You already look good. You're beautiful. You're handsome. Go get the ladies. You go get the guys, and just make you enjoy your life for the things that you don't add into it. Just enjoy your life for the things that you have. I love you guys, and yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. I'll have more coming. All right. And I really appreciate you this morning. I got things going on in my life, and I always bring them to you too when I have a little sense of solution for myself. So we all just trying to get it, and we don't got the billions of dollars and this and that, but you know what? We got us, we got our heart, and we hold on to each other, and that's how we stay. That's how we giving it up. I don't care, man. Might not have the most of money, Kanye, but at the end of the day, I got all the love for my peoples. All right. So love you guys, and yeah, if you're new to the channel, you know what to do to the channel. Subscribe right now. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend. All right? Peace.